In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use Filmora's drawing tools. So let me go ahead and show you the version that I have, just in case you need to update your version to find these tools. I'm going to go over to File, or go over to Help, and I'm going to go ahead and hit About. Now you can see that this is version 13.1.7. So you're going to need at least version 13.1.5. That is where you're going to find the update with the drawing tools. I'll go ahead and close this. Now, on the timeline here, you see that we have our toolbar right above the timeline or the tracks. You're going to see this little box here, which is labeled as drawing tools. Okay. Now, if you don't see it on here, make sure to go all the way to the left side and click on custom toolbar. This is where you're going to be able to find tools that aren't on the toolbar here. So you can drag and drop tools on this toolbar here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. Now, let's use the drawing tool here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the drawing tool, and you can see that we have several shapes that we can draw here. So let's start with the rectangle here. It's going to be the same for all of them, but we'll use this as an example. Click on rectangle, and as you can see, it's going to create a black screen here. This is where you're going to be able to draw the shape here. So go ahead and draw a little rectangle shape here. There we go. As you can see, this is going to create a little file here on the track here. It's going to add the duration of the rectangles. Now you can actually change this. You can trim it smaller, make it bigger, right, depending on how long you want it on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to double click on this rectangle here. As you can see, this is going to take us to our properties here, where we can transform the shape. We can do all kinds of things to the shape here. Now, if you click in here within the preview window, you're going to be able to also just change the shape by, adjusting it in here. You can move it around the screen, do whatever you want, really. Now, if I move over to the left side here, where I have my transformation tools, you see that you have the same thing here. You can scale the shape, right, x-axis and y-axis. You can also change the position, right, by kind of like navigating through here. You can also rotate the shape. Now, you also have some settings here, like the corner radius, if you want to kind of like make it kind of like an oval looking rectangle here with no sharp edges. You can do that by using this here. You can also flip the shape here, right? You can also flip it around. Let me go ahead and close the transform settings here. Now the next one is going to be the border. You're going to be able to add a border here, right? So if I wanted to add, let's say, a blue border, go ahead and drop that on there. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure the opacity is at 100%. I'm going to increase the blur. I'm going to increase the thickness. Right now you can actually see the border here. Okay, now that is how you're going to be able to do that. Now let's just scroll down here. You can also add drop shadows if you're creating something that requires that. Now let's go up to the fill here. That's another some more properties here that you can change here. So the fill type is going to be what color is filling the shape itself, right? So you can see here my type is set to color. That means you can change the color in here. If I go over to let's say I want to make it purple, it's gonna fill it in with that color. Now if you click the drop down on the type, there's two options here. You see that we have your color fill, which is what we just did. You also have a gradient fill that's going to allow you to create a gradient type of fill here. So if I wanted to go from this blue to I guess like this purple here, you can see that we kind of like have a gradient here. And obviously you're going to be able to change the angle of this, or how the gradient is shown here, and be able to do that by adjusting the angle here. Okay, pretty cool here. And another cool thing that I really like about this is that you are going to be able to add drop shadow. Obviously don't need that right now. So those are going to be the properties. Now you can switch over to the animation. This is going to allow you to add an animation on here. So if you're creating something that requires an animation, you're going to be able to do that here. So let's do maybe a slide right here. I double click on this, and if I play this here, look at that, you have your animation on here that you can use. If you click the drop down here, you can find more settings here, such as the legacy animations. If you want more options here, definitely a lot of options. You can see that on here. Now one of the cool thing you do, you can go over to the keyframe panel. This is gonna also allow you to add, actual keyframes and create cool animations, whether it's you're dealing with the transformation or the colors. You're gonna be able to add keyframes to most of the transformation tools, the fill tools, as well as the border. You can even do it on the drop shadow itself. Okay, now that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.